Yeah, welcome to another episode of Not So Special Teams. I'm Caleb Rickers, and I'm joined today by Brandon Solomon. We're going to be going over our wide receiver rankings today. Right here, we have our 10 through 6. Brandon, I'll let you go first.
Yep. My 10 through 6, starting with Chris Bell, Skylar Bell, Ted Hurst, Zachariah Branch, and Casey Concepcion. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Yeah. I have Elijah Surratt, Zachariah Branch, Ted Hurst, Jeremy Bernard, and then Casey Concepcion. We'll start with Chris Bell. You
Yeah,
can
so
go
I
ahead.
have Chris Bell at my 10. I think he is a very physically gifted receiver. Like he's a big body, like a
Hmm.
big body receiver. I think of him a lot like coming out of college. He reminds me more of like trying to think of a comp, like Jonathan Mingo, who didn't pan out in the league.
Hmm.
But in terms of like his play style, like he's not really gonna beat you running, right? But like he can box you out on the throws. He can make the contested catches. Um, there's some things you like. He could be a much better route runner. He could improve his release. For a guy with his stature, I would like him to be a better run blocker. But I
Hmm.
think he is a guy that if you draft day two, can end up becoming if developed right, he can become a high tier wide receiver too. Like similar
Yeah,
to like what we see out of T.
definitely.
Higgins, like that level is what I see him at.
The biggest thing that I saw with him that other receivers don't really have is his yak ability. He's exceptionally
Yeah.
well with that. But he never really ran routes like well. He never had separation. His route tree was small. I
Mhm.
felt like he just wasn't doing the receiver things. Like he's like a running back once you get him the ball, but he's not doing much before he gets the ball. And that was throwing me off. And then also I have him at 11, so not far off of where you have him. Like he'd be much
Oh
higher
yeah,
without
I
the
did.
injury.
He tore his ACL out,
Yeah, something in his knee, but
some lower
that's
body.
just that's just not great to see, and
Yeah.
definitely hurts his stock.
But
Okay.
the reason I don't care too much about it is because he never relied on explosiveness anyways in his game. So I didn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Okay.
bother me as much as it would if it had to like other people.
We can do Surratt next. Yeah. Yeah. So with Elijah Surratt, I see like a bigger body receiver. He's slower, which is one of the biggest knocks on him. I thought going into the process that he would be much higher on my list, and initially, like he was. But the more I watched him, like I saw that he body catches a lot. Like, and that's just like a huge problem. He does it way too much. He doesn't attack the football, and a lot of his touches were like manufactured, just kind of Mendoza tossing it over his shoulder like all the time. I don't see a ton of separation, and he runs his routes well, but just a lot of his touches were manufactured.
Yeah, so you brought up something I wanted to talk about. That like Mendoza back shoulder throw
Hmm.
was like he had so much production off of that throw.
Yeah.
Like a lot of his touchdowns came on like just put it over his back shoulder and let him make the adjustment, which he's good at. I mean, he can make that adjustment, which is obviously a good thing. But and something else I wanted to talk about, he's a willing run blocker. Like you can tell he's putting in effort, but his technique isn't. He kind of just throws himself at the defender. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I saw that a lot in his
Like
game.
he doesn't
He
like
he
he's
tries,
definitely
but
he tries, but he just doesn't have the technique now. So if he goes to a team like the Rams, who like just love blocking receivers, like I'm sure they can make him an amazing blocker, right?
yeah.
Just teams that care about having those receivers.
Hmm.
So it's like I think that is a good thing that he's willing. It's just he's gonna need to go to a team that will, you know, take the time to make him
Yeah,
better at something that some teams don't value in receivers.
yeah, I agree. Some of the things that he's really good at is he boxes out defenders. He's really good at using his leverage to get in the defender's way and make sure they can't get to the ball. And that, I mean, that's half of the reason why he's always catching with his chest is because he's already got like the win. Like he doesn't have to reach through the defender. He's already boxed him out. But I still want to see him use his hands in the NFL. Um, he's good against the press. He uses his hands to swipe away press really well. And then his chemistry with Mendoza is, of course, like huge. You need to have that with your QB. It's good to see. Um, one thing that I saw often when he was running his routes is he curves his routes, which I don't like to see at all. Um, so it's like the banana routes. You
Yeah,
see that a
banana
lot on
cuts
his, yeah, you see that a lot on his tape. He just kind of widens, and it makes it a little bit harder for the QB to throw it to him without
to
getting
it
it close
with
to the
yeah,
defender. Other thing, he just doesn't have the long speed, which throws me off.
yeah,
And
he
he
was
isn't the best athlete.
I'm trying to think of like a NFL like receiver who is like just not a threat deep. Like
He kind of reminds me of Pittman.
Pittman,
Like,
yeah,
I mean, like he's just got like the same build,
but
like a
yeah,
more
he's kind of
physical
just
guy, uses his
exploit
body
the
to win
middle,
routes.
like a
Yeah.
big slot basically. All right, so
Here we
Skylar
go.
Bell is my nine. Um, I mean, honestly, I like him. I if like I thought about putting him higher. He's a really good route runner, especially against zone. He understands like tempo on his routes. He's not just gonna blow through. Like he's not running 100% if he shouldn't be. Like he'll
Mhm.
slow down in the gaps. Just in general, like on his routes, he can drop to make the cut, like the more explosive cut. With the ball in his hands, he's really shifty. He's really elusive. He's kind of like this is like a really high expectation, but like Tyreek Hill, like if he gets the ball, he's a threat to take it all the way every single time. Like he is
Mhm.
like you cannot afford to miss a tackle on him. Something I don't like is, I mean, he has good height, but he's kind of skinny. He's pretty skinny. So press, he struggles against press. He drops balls more than you would like to see, and he does get some manufactured touches. Like he gets used in like pre-snap motion a lot, which makes it easier to get open. I mean, that's still a thing in the NFL. So if they just keep using him like that, it's not really a big deal. He has a smaller frame. Like he's 6 feet tall, but his
Mhm.
arms are kind of small for his size. So his catch radius isn't huge. Like kind of same thing for me with Bell. I like him a lot. Day two, I think he can be a really good player in the right situation. Like if you are a team that needs a good wide receiver too, I think he's a really good player to pick.
Yeah, I was really surprised watching him because, I mean, you look at he's 185 pounds. That's nothing. I did not expect him to be able to break as many tackles or be as feisty of a runner like after the catch
Oh yeah,
as he is. I don't even know. He's what I was expecting Chris Bell to be. Like everybody was talking about how Chris Bell just like is insane after the catch. I saw that in Skylar Bell. I mean, he's
hmm
insane. He's always breaking tackles. His route running's good. Like honestly, I would have him higher if he was playing like harder competition and didn't have the manufactured touches or the drops. Because 140 targets and 100 receptions, I mean, that's a lot. So he's getting
yeah,
the
it
ball
is.
like a ton in this system. So I mean, he runs routes well, but I need to see it against like harder competition. But yeah, I mean, everything that he does is amazing. So I did like his game a lot, and his tape was extremely surprising.
Yeah, that's something I was actually gonna bring up. I forgot, but UConn's like hardest game last year was against like Duke or
Yeah,
Syracuse. Like they did not play
they didn't play anybody.
any high level competition.
Uh,
So I mean, I'm not hugely concerned about that. I've never really like if a guy produces, he can produce, but that is a point you could make if that's something you care about. If you want to talk about Teddy?
yep. Let's talk about Ted Hurst. Okay, I was really surprised when you had him seventh because I thought like he was my sneaky pick. He was the guy that I've never heard anybody else put him this high. I was looking at PFF; they have him like 170th. I think I have him around 50 to 60 right now. So I've never seen someone. this high as we are.
Yeah, but no. I mean, the reason I had him that high is because I was looking at the scouting sheet we have, and I saw you move him up like a ton. So I'm like, you should probably look at this guy.
Hmm. Yep. Yeah. I forget who it was. I think it was Daft on Draft who brought him up. And I was just like, I need to check this guy out. They had some pretty high praise on him as like a top 100 guy. And I checked him out, and I see George Pickens. That's like all I see in his game. Everything he does, I see George. He's a great athlete. He's like 7 pounds heavier than George Pickens, I think. Same height. He's young. He moves really fluid. Yeah, I mean, he just moves like extremely well for someone who's 6'3". Um, Even just like the way he runs with the football just reminds me, and the way he catches the football, it reminds me of George Pickens. He adjusts the passes really well. He has strong hands. Like if he gets his hands on the ball, he's not gonna get it punched out. But he does have a drop problem. I think what was it, about 9% drop rate last year, and worse the year before.
Yeah, I
Um,
have in my notes. He struggles with like concentration drops. Like he'll look away before he secures the catch.
yeah. Um, and then he had a lot of pass snaps last year. Like I think this is one of, if not the most pass snaps of the top 10 receivers. Like that's just a lot.
Oh, yeah,
So
he is.
especially against like lesser competition, I would expect him to produce a little bit more. I mean, 124 targets too. I would expect him to catch more than the 71. My biggest knock on him though is his play strength. Even though he's a bigger wide receiver, he doesn't play strong. He can get pushed around. He doesn't block well. He like doesn't use the strength that you'd expect him to be with being 6'3" and 207.
I really like him as a route runner. I mean, he can run like every route.
Mhm.
Like he can run short, he can run medium, he can run deep. Which makes him scheme versatile. You can like any team can just draft him and plug him in. Um, he's really good like on the line of scrimmage. Like his first step and his release package is pretty good, I feel like.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, like you were talking about, he has really good ball skills. He adjusts to the ball, catches with his hands, amazing footwork, hip movement, all that on his routes. But like you were saying with his weaknesses, for someone as big as he is, he's not really, he gets moved more than you'd like. He really struggles against press man. If he doesn't get, like, if he's not first to get hands on, then he usually is taken out of the play. Like he gets rerouted. He's just, and that kind of goes in hand with his releases. I mean, I know I just said they were good, but like his footwork on releases are good, but his hands and like
Mhm.
counter moves to the press could be better. And just because of like he's pretty skinny for his weight, so after the catch, he gets taken down on first contact more often than not. Watching him in the run game, it's very
Yeah.
frustrating to me
Yeah. Mhm.
because
Yeah.
sometimes he'll go and he'll block a dude. Like he'll put in the effort you'd expect for a receiver. But then other times he'll kind of just sit there. Like it's just kind of inconsistent, like
Yeah.
which can be
Um,
very frustrating.
what I saw a lot is they would just try and run him deep and
Yeah,
distract the
have him
corner
run like
instead of
yeah,
having him
instead of having
run
him
block.
actually block.
Yeah. I just don't think he's a willing blocker. And I mean, it's a little bit of a problem. Like, but I feel like it's something you can drill into him if you get the right coach. So
Yeah,
I'm
or like
hoping I'm hoping it's just like a mentality thing, and
mhm.
it's not like he's incapable of doing it. Because I mean, he's a bigger guy. He has long arms. He
You'd
should be
like to
able to
see him
run
do it.
block.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's like he knows he's going to be in the NFL. He could just be making a business decision right now, and then when he gets there, he'd be like, okay, now I'll block. Like
Yeah.
now that. but that's still just something I want to see out of a receiver, especially a bigger receiver.
Yeah. Um, I I mean, my biggest thing of why, even with all those problems, I still have him at seven, is that really all of those are pretty coachable. Like none of
Yes,
his problems are that you can't just like teach someone as a rookie. Like the concentration drops, you just need to teach them to look the ball into
just
the tuck.
100 catches on the jet machine after practice every day.
Exactly. Blocking, you can just like it's a mentality thing. You can just coach into him. I think once he gets those small things down, he's a great wide receiver. And the way he moves at his size is insane. Like I did not expect him to move that well. So yeah, I mean, love Ted
And
Hurst.
just like a quick thing, I know like I'm bringing up blocking on basically every single one of these dudes.
Hmm.
That's just because I'm a Rams fan. Like I love blocking receivers, but like
Yeah,
for a lot of teams, it is not really that important. Like a lot of teams do not rely on the receivers to go make a block.
let's go
You
on to
want
the
to talk
next
about
guy.
Zachariah, or you want me to go first?
You have him higher, so I think you should talk about him
All
first.
right. Um, I'm just gonna start with the bad stuff first. He's really small. Like he is 180, I think, right? Yeah, he's 5'10", 180. Like it's not like horribly small. It's not like Xavier Worthy, who I think he's like 6 foot 165, but he's pretty tiny. He seems similar to me to Isaiah Bond as a prospect. I know Bond didn't really play much this year, so we don't really know what's there. Like I think played, like he played a decent amount, but I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't watching Browns football that much this year. But he's fast. This dude is fast. I expect Branch to test extremely well. I think he will probably have the fastest 40 time, I think. And he's amazing um with the ball. Like just give him the ball and he will make plays. I had in my notes over 75% of his career receiving yards in college came after he made the catch, which is a lot. Like
Yeah.
he run, I don't want to say he runs like a runner, but he sees the field like a running back. Like he
Mhm.
sees the creases, he sees how like all the cuts, but he knows how to break it big.
That also goes into like how he's being used as like a gadget player. Like a lot of his average depth of like target is pretty low.
Yeah,
A lot of
like
his catches are just like really close to the line of scrimmage on like screens or manufactured touches where they're just trying to get him the ball and I mean, they know he's a capable yak guy, so they're like, get him the ball, he'll make something of it.
I know I did talk about his weight, but he plays bigger. Like he's not afraid to take a hit. Yeah, really good understanding of leverage, like pursuit angles, so he can beat defenders on that. I think he'd be a really good punt and kick returner too. But for the negatives, his route tree is, like you said, like a lot of it's manufactured touches. His route tree isn't amazing. He's kind of like you're gonna have him run like drags, slants, post, and go routes, right? Just kind of utilize his speed to either stretch the defense or just take like the quick throw and let him try and gash it. Something he does struggle with is against zone, he doesn't really slow down. He's just all gas, right? So he might like he makes that throw tighter for the quarterback. He makes it harder for the quarterback to make. He jumps a lot. Like I feel like a lot of the times he will jump when he does not have to.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I saw
Like
that a lot.
he'll just be running a route and he'll jump. And like for someone as small as him, I feel like that's a really good way to not play 17 games a season.
Can I add to that?
Yeah.
I felt like that kind of goes along with his chest catching. Instead of
Hmm.
reaching up to catch it a lot, he'll try and jump into it and then catch it with his chest.
Hmm.
He just needs to be like taught out of that. It's a lot of bad habits, and it kind of hinders his yak ability too. Like he's such a good like receiver after the catch, but all of the plays that he doesn't get stuff done, it's because he's jumping into it or he's trying to catch it with his chest and then he can't turn around quick enough.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, it's like same as we were talking about with Ted Hurst. Like
Hmm.
that's all coachable. You can coach a guy to not jump.
Yep.
Like you can, and then like if you have a good offensive coordinator, they're going to use him the right way. Like they'll get him his manufactured touches. They'll have him run the simple routes that the defense needs to cover. Like they'll have him on the goes and the fades.
Yep.
Like you're not going to send him on like a double move. Like that's not his game.
Hmm. But like what everybody talked about this guy is that he's only a gadget player. And what I saw like on his tape is he can actually run routes. He really moved DBs just with head fakes. He was really good at the top of his route. Inconsistent, but when he was good, he really got the DB to get faked out
Okay.
in his route running, which I didn't expect from what I heard. I think he's a great gadget player. If you can get him the ball, he'll do something with it. And then yeah, I just saw a lot of Tyreek Hill in his game. I mean, the
Hmm.
size is kind of there. He's just super quick, super agile. And then just the way he moves when he catches the ball right, it's just exactly how like Tyreek Hill turns up the field, gets extra yardage. I think he's got a lot of upside. If you can
Hmm.
keep teaching him the route running stuff, make sure that he fixes at the catch point, I think that this guy could be a great receiver.
I think from a development standpoint, he's a guy that early on is probably going to be a special teams player, like on punts and a gadget player. But
Hmm.
I think like as he will develop into a much better player.
Yeah, our next guy is Jeremy Bernard. I had a lot of like preconceived notions going into this guy's tape from what I heard. I really was not expecting the athlete that I saw. I'm not saying he's like a great athlete. That's one of his knocks. But really the only poor athleticism that I saw from him is the long speed. He's really got everything else, and he's actually pretty agile. Like he's pretty quick on his feet. Um, he's really good behind blockers, which I mean that's such a good trait to be able to read the blocks. Yeah, I mean he's got good size at 6'1", 204. I mean he was just producing out there. His body control is just elite. Like he moves his body wherever he wants it to go. He never missteps. He can adjust for catches. He's just always in the right spot. He reads zone really well and gets to a spot. He's just really like technically sound. His hands are amazing. Like he just doesn't have a lot of drops. The last thing is he's really good, like yak. I didn't expect him to be able to do much after the catch, but his stiff arm was shown a lot. Like he just uses his stiff arm, gets off of tackles and makes a play. And then like a lot of people take bad angles when he's running because he's just so shifty. He may not have that long speed, but he can like juke people out and find the gaps in the defense. So yeah, I really like that about him. And then some knocks that I found. His releases aren't very good. Like he needs to work on that a lot. And then he's not going to be a deep threat in the NFL. He just can't. But he could really work over the middle and like short parts of the field. But yeah, other than that and his speed, I think he's a really sound wide receiver.
I look at him and I see a budget JSN, like a very budget JSN. Like he didn't have the production of JSN in college, and obviously I'm not putting that the expectation JSN will face now on Jeremy Bernard, but like just the type of player he is, like
Hmm.
he's not the most athletic, but he's athletic enough. I mean, JSN is much more athletic than Bernard, but like you wouldn't say JSN is like an amazing athlete.
Yeah,
But like you were saying, he runs routes really well. He understands blocks really well, shiftiness after the catch. He understands pursuit angles on defense. Like he does most things right for a receiver.
yeah.
He's really good on the sideline, like you were talking about body control, his footwork.
Hmm.
And he has good contact balance. Like he can take like if he can't make the defender miss, he's not easy to tackle. Something that the reason I don't have him on my top 10 is because, like you were saying, he's not going to be a vertical threat in the NFL. Like he just doesn't have that long speed. What I saw watching him is he gets kind of skittish running routes over the middle. like all his drops came running routes over the middle, but I feel like he plays kind of scared over the middle, like he's afraid of being hit. So I'm worried he can't stretch the defense deep, and I wouldn't necessarily trust him to be like a slot guy, like someone who's constantly going through the middle of the field.
Yeah.
So that limits his role a lot for me.
Where did you put him in your rankings? Where's he at?
I think he's at 12.
Okay.
Like I understand the like he's just such a good route runner, but
Hmm.
I'm just you got to be able to, you have to be able to go over the middle in the NFL, especially if you're not going to be a guy who they can just stick on the boundary and have run deep all the time. He's not a great contested catcher, like just
Yeah,
on like 50-50
that's
balls.
it's just not a part of his game.
And, which I mean,
Yeah.
he ideally won't be making contested catches because of how good of a route runner he
Yeah,
is.
usually he has the
But
separation.
yeah, that it's not really a big deal. What I see in Casey is he is a more refined Skylar Bell to me. He gets a lot of pre-snap motion, but like he's really quick. He's another guy I expect to test very well. Um, like he's just so quick. He's so shifty. Like he it's just like give him the ball and watch him work. Like that's all you have to do if he is on your offense. I don't want to say good. He has strong hands. Like he can catch like the hard balls. If that like if do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah.
do.
But yeah, he's amazing after the catch. He has really good speed. He can stack his defender vertically. Um, he's good. Zone coverage is kind of weird for him because he knows where the soft spot is. Like he can exploit the holes in zone, but I feel like he doesn't slow down enough. Like he'll slow down a little bit, but he can slow down more than he does. He's not like afraid of defenders. Like he doesn't, you know, run around, make a few guys miss, and then run out of bounds. Like he's gonna get every yard he can. So
Mhm.
I like that. He has the specialty. He can be a good returner because he averaged like 15 yards a return this year at A&M, I'm pretty sure, which is pretty good. I think he is a guy that at the very least will start right away on special teams if the team doesn't have a good returner. His build isn't big, so his catch radius is pretty small. Physical corners reroute him a lot. Like he struggles against bigger corners in press, which in the NFL, basically every corner is going to be bigger than him. His drop rate is like he'll just drop routine balls. Like he has strong hands. Like he can catch balls that are coming at him at like 70 miles an hour, but then he'll just drop a ball randomly for like no reason. He doesn't have like the most diverse route tree, which is a concern. Um, and he struggles to adjust with the ball in the air. And then another thing, he's not the best blocker, but just with like how good he is after the catch and with the ball, like he could be a running back. Like he could line up at running back. He did that at NC State. Like he ran the
Mhm.
ball. He's just a guy that I think is so good, has so much potential. I can't not have him like floating around the top five.
Yeah, I agree.
Like he reminds me a lot of Odell, like a younger Odell. It's just like
I've never heard that comp for him before. Oh.
it's just like
Um,
I'm th I'm thinking like that one clip where he just catches the slant and takes it like 80 yards. Like that's what I
yeah.
see in Casey.
My first impression with Casey is just how great of an athlete he is. Like he just moves really well. Um, but like the more and more I watched him, I just see the type of receiver that he is. Um, and it's mainly because of his teammate, Mario Craver, like just fills in all the gaps that Casey has. Because Mario's just such better, like he's just so much better in zone. And it really showed me that like Casey's just not that great at sitting down in zones. He's not the most QB friendly guy because he doesn't have the field awareness that you need for zone. Like he runs to a lot of dangerous areas. Maybe not like on purpose. Like maybe he's trying to run to the zone, but he's just so quick that he just moves too far. Um, and that's one of the things like the opposite of Jeremy Bernard a little bit is he lacks a little bit of body control. Like sometimes he doesn't understand how much he's moving. Um, and maybe that's just like his field awareness. Um, but then, I mean, he's just amazing after the catch. He high points, passes really well, and yeah, he really attacks the ball. That's like what you were saying with strong hands, but the drop percentage is high, like 10% this year, almost 12% last year.
He has a career drop rate of 10%,
Yeah,
which
that's not
is
great.
not good.
And then one thing I did see though is in the press, like some teams try to press him, he was really good in press coverage. You just love to see that. That is a wrap for our wide receiver rankings. Thank you everyone who's watching, especially if you made it this far to the end. I hope to see you next video.
Yeah, next video should be me doing a Rams off-season video.
Mm.
It should come out sometime this weekend, probably. We'll see. I'm doing some tomorrow and Friday, but we'll see.
Yeah.